Now that you've developed your topic for your NGO, the next thing we're going to do is develop a vision, mission, goals, and core values statement. So the thing you need to probably do is go back to this lesson where you developed your own vision, mission, and goal statement. Go back and review that. Look at that. You're going to develop goals, so how to develop a SMART goal for that. So go back and review that. There's some samples there before you start into this, because this is basically what you're going to do for this situation and how you're going to develop that. Now, I provided you with some resources here, several organizations, and as we move through this process of developing your NGO, I'm going to give you, basically I'm going to follow Nature Conservancy, this Fistula Foundation, Women for Women International, Full Circle Exchange, and I'm going to we're going to use those as examples so we can kind of follow through how this is going to work. This is really the core of what you're about. You've developed your statement about what you're going to focus on now. Let's really identify what your vision is, what your mission is going to be, what your goal is, and what your core values are. So we're the first three parts of that we've already done. Now, when we think about the core values, we're actually looking at the ethics of the organization. How does it function? What are its foundational issues that it's going to hold to? And integrity, honesty, those kinds of values, those kinds of core values. As you move forward as an organization, you're going to hold those and you're going to go back to those as you will go back to your vision and mission statement to identify, okay, are we doing what's called mission drift? That means that you say, okay, we're going to be about education. All of a sudden there's this topic over here has nothing to do with education. Can't clearly be linked to education, and you're doing that. That means that your organization is getting mission drift. If you allow that to happen, then your organization becomes less effective. So the idea is to be really focused. This applies also in the business world. That when you look at these things, think about a business model. This is really a non-profit business model, but I've given you some samples here, and look at those. Here's some more: healthy people, healthy families, and then down below I've given you some examples of what was submitted by previous class. So if you open those up, you can see you've got here, this is what they proposed, the students proposed for their vision statement. Then the students proposed for their mission statement. And then finally down here, they talked about their core values. These are the core values that students put up. You can see which students put those all up, and they kind of put them in a place there. Then finally, down below, they came up with proposed goals to do all of that. So that is what you're going to do. Now, what you'll do is with previously, what you're going to do is you're going to actually put that out into your group wiki out here in that group wiki. So you're going to go out here, let's again pick on group 1, go out there, and here's your group wiki. So we take the group wiki there, and here's where you're going to post this right here to your mission, vision, and goal statement. So you're actually going to do that. You'll put yours there and kind of list them. Just type it in. So you're going to go into your group wiki. Once you go to your group wiki, you're then going to go to edit the group wiki. As you go to edit the group wiki, then what it'll allow you to put additions in there. See, here's the statement I put in there. Then you're going to put in, you do that, include your comments, hit submit. Once you hit submit, it will then add that to the group wiki. See, here's my comments here, here's the statement, so you will then be able to see everybody else's comments. Now that you all have those in by the deadline, then it's the responsibility of the coordinator to go in and pick those up and put those off into the NGO. So let's take, and this is the sample that we have. And what happens, these are all the comments that the people posted, and down toward the bottom, what you're going to find is that here is what the coordinator decided was going to be posted to the NGO page. So let's see if we'll just take that, and then actually what you're going to do is the proposed goals. You got all these goals up here, and we'll put those in there later. So let's just do that. We're going to do a copy. Okay, now we do a copy. We're going to go out to the NGO page, and the way to go to that NGO page, here you go to this apps. Go further down. Here's the Digication page. Opens up the Digication page. And once we get to the Digication page, you're going to go to your, now that we're at the Digication page, you're going to pick your particular group, but I'm using this demo site right here. I'm going to open that demo site up. Now I've got the demo site. Here's where we're going to post the topics, the goals. Okay, so then I select Edit. Once I select Edit, I then can let's tab down. I can do a Control V. That inserted all of that. Let's go back out here and go back and get the goal statements, and you can just add all the goal statements that all your people put in there, because that's appropriate. Okay, so there's all the goal statements. We'll do a copy on that. Let's go back to the Digication page. There's the goals. So do a Control V there. We've inserted those goals. Now you just select Save. And now you got to come up here, up a little further. You have to publish it. Then you have to publish the changes. Once you publish the changes, it's in there. And again, what I always do is I go up to Preview. Once I get to the preview, I then can make sure that it's all in there. So that means I've actually posted that in there. That's, again, what you need to do as a coordinator. Again, remind you that as a coordinator, it's not your responsibility to make sure everybody's submitted information. Your responsibility is to, after everybody's submitted it within 2 days, to get this loaded up into your Digication page for your NGO. So that's what we're going to do. And then after we've done this, now you're going to take this goal and mission and vision and core values, and the next lesson what you're going to do is you're going to actually develop a position paper. So that's the project for this lesson.